Hello, Collective. Welcome back to my channel. This is Divine Eye Mystic Tarot. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for joining me. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Thank you guys so much for your likes, your shares, and definitely your subscribes. This is a general reading, you all, so only take what resonates, okay? Hopefully you all are doing well. Still maybe enjoying your Mother's Day since it is an everyday thing. But thank God for the role that you have, and I know it's making you a better person for having it, for taking the responsibility, for knowing the meaning of sacrifice. Especially, for single parent, moms and our moms before them, their moms that held them, you know what I'm saying? So it is an everyday thing. It's not something you ever get a break from, no matter how old they get. You know what I'm saying? But thank God for those of you that are still here among us. So this is a general reading, you guys. Any sign can be significant. Know your story. Everybody's timeline is different. Situation, circumstances different. You know what I'm saying? So only take what resonates with you. This could be past, present, or future energy. Clarity or validation for others. Gender is also fluid. So if I'm talking about a she, I could also be talking about a he. In the same situation, same scenario, just flip the roles, all right? Make sure you guys are calling on Archangel Michael or Archangel Metatron to do your return to senders and calling for your energy back from people, places, items that no longer serve your higher self, okay? Whether they're for people that you're no longer conversing with, whatever that item is pertaining to, because a lot of things, do carry energy, especially with the intentions or someone using it as a way to connect with you, all right? So make sure you're calling on Archangel Michael or Archangel Metatron to do your return to senders, all right? And calling for your energy back. But let's pull a couple cards and see what the message is, what the energy holds, all right? My collective need to see what's going on with my collective, my beautiful and handsome collective. What do they need to know? Too much damn going on. There's too many cards, child. What do they need to know? Was too focused on material things to see your value. Wish now that I could have given you the happiness you deserve. Next card. Come to me spell isn't working on you. So somebody been hoping that whatever this come to me spell, would offer, them another opportunity, or they would get another opportunity, to try to come forth or be able to, be able to get back into your energy, back into your good graces. All right. Somebody wants you to come to them. So this could be a runner that wanted you to chase after them and fight over them and some other shit, child, that did not happen. So this come to be spelled may not be working on your past person, whoever they were involved with, that may, now, see that things ain't so good between them and this person now. So they could be trying to do a come to me spell on this person now that isn't working. Or, like I said, there's a past person here who's doing a come to me spell or did one, and it's not working on you. But I feel like, again, this is a runner. This is somebody that, at one time thought you were going to come toward them like you always do first. Or, how people in their past or people they get involved with that may, walk away, take a break from them or something like that, or cut things off between them, and they end up back talking, whatever this is. But we're going to see, because I feel like somebody wanted you to chase after them, or want you to want them, even though you moved on, made some changes, ascended and some more shit. And now they want you to come back around to them so that they don't have to, worry about being rejected. That's what this is too. Somebody afraid that you're gonna reject their ass, or you already did. They know you got reason to reject them, but your rejection is, your protection. Their rejection of you in the past was your protection from them. So now, we'll see what they, this come to me spell is a deal breaker anyway. Especially if they, spells is words is powerful. So when it comes to somebody feeling as though, oh man, they'll be back, you keep thinking that, keep saying that, it's spell work. You know what I'm saying? But it's not working on you. Clarify was too focused on material things to see your value. You got the judgment out here, Libra energy. Somebody, being made aware now, looking at their mistakes, reassessing, whatever it is that they thought was more important, especially, if they were confused about how, they saw themselves or what they felt like success was. You got the Six of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Somebody could want to be forgiven now with this judgment after being made aware. It could be going through a spiritual awakening. Like something could be, they being made, something is being made clear to them now. They under judgment. You could be this Libra, they could be this Libra, they could have Libra in their chart. Clarify the judgment. Was too focused on material things to see your value. Clarify the judgment. Yeah, you got the King of Pentacles and you got the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, somebody see you as a solid investment now. You know what I'm saying? They see it now. King of Pentacles, man or woman. Like somebody see you as a solid investment now. Aries, Leo, Sage. Somebody could be a water sign or air sign with fire in the chart, or dealing with a fire sign. Or somebody could be an earth sign dealing with a fire sign. But this is like somebody, focusing, Eight of Pentacles. Like, focusing on work. You know what I'm saying? And this also, can be, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, seeing that you've ascended, you've mastered yourself. Or they've mastered themselves now. Like somebody sees, that value in you now. Like somebody didn't see it before because they were, so focused on material things. Nine of Swords at the bottom of the deck, King of Swords. Now they want to celebrate, now that they see, you focused on what you're doing right now. Planting the seeds that, you wanted to see, come to fruition, later on. But I feel like, what somebody see you doing now, is basically what they were supposed to be doing then, but they were so focused on, what they looked at as success, what they looked at, status, image, recognition. So what's the King of Pentacles with the Eight of Pentacles? Clarify the King of Pentacles with the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, Hermit, somebody had to go within. Definitely an earth sign, but yeah, they could have had this in their chart. You could be dealing with an earth sign, you could be this earth sign. But yeah, somebody had to go within, do some self-reflecting. Possibly even, talking to someone, on a spiritual level about, what was going on with them at the time or how they saw things. Fool at the bottom of the deck with the Tower. 9 of Cups in reverse. So yeah, like somebody feel like they overly indulged, like they, this is, a underachievement. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they felt like, they had good intentions or their mind was in the right place at the time thought, as they thought. You know what I'm saying? But this is them refusing to make changes, neglecting the things that needed to be addressed, like they inner they calling. You know what I'm saying? Their inner calling. Like focus on what it is that you, however, whatever something they were invested in. Like how is that bettering you as a person? Like besides on a material level, like status, image, like that's never gonna be enough. For some people, like especially when you're talking about other people that want to compete and what I'm saying, compare to you. You know what I'm saying? So you'll be forever trying to win, people's approval as to, if you are successful enough. There's always somebody more successful than another person, but is that enough? You know what I'm saying? What is that, doing for your higher self? Like how was that, bringing you closer to your spiritual, balance? You know what I'm saying? Where you need to be balanced in all areas of your life, not just financially. You know what I'm saying? And some people use that as a way to say, it's okay to have nice things, gifts and shit like that, if you want to give yourself something. But don't use it as a way to make people, recognize you as somebody that's of wealth or success. You know what I'm saying? Because some of the brokest people, will spend top dollar, and go out of their way to get that just because they want that recognition. They want that attention. You know what I'm saying? That status. They want to be looked at like that. Like I'm a boss too. I might not have this. I might, but I'm getting that. And when I get that, I want people to see me as it. It ain't gonna be enough. Once you get that, that somebody gonna be on something else. Is gonna be about something else. But it's not making you a better person. Like it's making you, mistreat people. It's making you shit on folks that don't deserve it. It's making you look over people because of what they don't have. You know what I'm saying? So it's not making you a better person, toward your higher self. You know what I'm saying? As long as it's contributing to that, yes. But I feel like at that time, like somebody was too focused on it. Too focused on it. And them kind of people will make you feel as though something wrong with you if you don't want to see me advance. You don't want to see me, get this new home, this new car. Who don't? But it's no reason to neglect other areas of your life that people are, also in. You know what I'm saying? And when your finances ain't, where they want to be, neither are you. And then you're an even worse person, what I'm saying, to be around or deal with. So, but yeah, they done had to go within with the hermit. And you could have went on this journey alone, when it came to this tower, because somebody was too focused, you know what I'm saying, on that. Caused the Five of Cups, you know what I'm saying? So they still had some lessons to learn, Three of Wands in reverse. Clarify, wish now that I could have given you the happiness you deserve. Clarify, wish now that I could have given you the happiness you deserve. Somebody feel like they shattered, your dreams, their dreams, like they feel like a failure now because they, didn't accomplish what they felt like, was going to bring them that happiness. You know what I'm saying? Especially for them. Which now that I could have given you the happiness you deserve, terrifying. You got the Ace of Wands and you got the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Somebody trying to encourage this person to go after what they really want. I feel like, even with this Wheel of Fortune in reverse, like somebody could be dealing with some setbacks, but I feel like that's got a lot to do with, whatever misfortune that they feeling. It's like somebody feels as though that opportunity, for them to have that, like they're going to have to, fight for it. And I feel like they feel like, it's a misfortune for them. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunate that this turned out the way it did. You know what I'm saying? Could be a Pisces with this Wheel of Fortune in reverse, but there's a passionate new beginning. But there's also encouragement here, when it comes to them actually, wanting, a new opportunity. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to progress, when it comes to passion. And it's like this person wants this passionate new beginning. But they're going to have to, somebody at the bottom of the wheel right now. So, the wheel is always turning, but I feel like, when you miss an opportunity because you fail to have boundaries, you know what I'm saying? Or somebody didn't like the fact that someone, I would say didn't have boundaries, but I feel like they may have felt like it was easier to deal with people that didn't. Because then they could, be flexible. They can do what they want to do. But that also didn't get them, like I said, what they desired, like what they felt like, was a goal. And the moves that they made to get there, like, didn't amount to what they thought it would. And they ended up losing the biggest piece of the puzzle. You know what I'm saying? They lost, the one thing that would have brought them, that happiness. And I feel like now they know, they put you last on the wheel. Yeah, especially if they feel like, at this point that you feel, what I'm saying, like they didn't made you feel like they wasn't lucky to have you. What's the Wheel of Fortune in reverse? What's the Wheel of Fortune in reverse? Yeah, somebody wants some forgiveness. Ten of Swords in reverse. Somebody wants you to forgive them for, causing this betrayal. You know what I'm saying? For, not meeting you, you know what I'm saying, on meeting you at least halfway. I feel like, this person, was not all in, like, for what they felt like, you were bringing to the table. And people are always saying, like, what you bring to the table shit. But if you bringing the table and the chairs, it ain't really nothing else left to bring, but the feast. But at the end of the day, if you gonna get stabbed in the back, this many damn times, you know what I'm saying, before you can even get the food on the table, like shit, it ain't no need you, what I'm saying, put, that effort into that if you're not gonna be able to sit down and even eat it because, there's gonna be something that's gonna make you have to step away and maybe not even return because at that point it's like why sit down if you don't feel like you appreciate it. Why do you need to sit down and partake of something with another person if they not even gonna stick around to, even enjoy it, or know, how much you put into that, or taste just how much love you put into everything sitting out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't do another person part, but at this point, this person wants some type of forgiveness. They want to move on past, what they, what something was, like it happened. I regret I did that, that I was that way, that I caused, such pain. Yeah, you got the Three of Pentacles in reverse, the Two of Cups in reverse. Like they rejected, man, I cannot make it up. Like, this person, was not a team player. Like, what I'm saying? It was that lack of, what I'm saying, them doing a part, to come together to make a focused effort, to show you that they wanted to be part of something with you. You know what I'm saying? Three of Pentacles in reverse. That's at the bottom of the deck. Then you got the Two of Cups in reverse, disharmony, you know what I'm saying? Distrust, a separation. Then you got the Empress, Divine Feminine. The Empress. The same kind of person they were manifesting. I feel like somebody manifested, somebody like you, in a world, to be in a life. And they may have not thought that this, existed. They may not have even thought, they may have focused more on work, at the time, because they may have gotten, that, what I'm saying, that disappointment, from people in the past that, they may have thought they wanted them to be the one and they wasn't. And they may have given up on, focusing on love, or focusing on being in love, or anything like that emotionally, and they just focused on work and building, a success, for them, status and image that they felt like they could be happy with when it came to that. It's like, let me make myself happy doing this. Let me, focus more on that, bring myself some happiness, instead of, trying to, be and end up being disappointed by people that really don't, value who I am, or they really just with me for what I got, and then if I ain't got it, they ain't with me, you know what I'm saying? So let me just, it's like that. And it's like the minute somebody, came along, it was at a time where this person was, trying to, reestablish themselves financially. And that's what they were using as their motivation, to keep going, was money, was success. You know what I'm saying? So what they looked at. But they, could want some forgiveness now. Possibly from a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Don't have to be. Or they could be this water sign. Could have fire in their chart. It could be, But it's like somebody, just not. And then again, also with this Wheel of Fortune in reverse, it's like somebody feels as though now, you at the top of the wheel, they at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? And it's like now they feel as though you don't see them as somebody that they were lucky to have you. You know what I'm saying? Like you feel unlucky to have, you know what I'm saying? Like you didn't feel like something was a misfortune. Or they know they made you feel that way. Like you didn't matter, like you wasn't, enough. Damn. What's the Wheel of Fortune in reverse with the Ten of Swords in reverse? Got the King of Cups. I'm telling you, somebody wants some forgiveness. They want some forgiveness, Their intuition, their third eyes activated now. Like they could be having, a lot of, memories from the past, when it comes to the things that they, remember about you and them, good or bad. You got the Knight of Cups right behind that. And it's like this person, wants to follow their heart now. But It's one of them moments where you feel like, even if you do come back around and you changed and especially if this person sees that, they want to support what you're doing, they see themselves, investing in you. Um, Especially if you supported this person, if you were somebody that was motivational, nurturing, and stuff like that when it came to whatever it was they were working on. But it's like, you gave to them. You know what I'm saying? You were kind, you were nurturing to them. But it's like, they want to return that, back to you. They wish they could have, given you that happiness you deserve, like giving you what you gave to them. Clarify the come to me spell isn't working on you. Clarify. Come to me spell isn't working on you. What's this about? Who is this? Who did this come to me spell? You got the world, Leo energy with the star. Child, it ain't working on you because it's a star. Like somebody a star seed. Dracanian. Like you may have to look that up, but yeah, don't have to be. But whoever this reading resonates with, or whoever somebody did this come to me spell on is a star seed. Like somebody is a star, but I'm getting star seed. Could be an Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Like somebody sees somebody that's very attractive, very guided, very protected, very guided. Like somebody's guided, but they also very protected. Somebody definitely, wanted, a star to like come towards them with this world. Like somebody really thought, it, yeah. And it may have worked on you in the past, when it came to, something that, they, wasn't used to someone doing, like when it came to walking away and not returning. You know what I'm saying? Clarify the world. Come to me spell isn't working on you. Clarify the world. But it's not working because your vibration too high, for one. And you protected. You're a star. So be a star seed, like I said. What's the world? Come to me spell isn't working on you. Who did this? Show me who this is that did this come to me spell that's not working. Who is this? Scorpio energy with the death. With the Hierophant. Well, for one, it's not working collective because it's, for one, like I said, you're a star, and this cycle done ended. This cycle done ended. So this is, the fact that somebody now, I feel like somebody may be walking away or somebody walked away from someone. Or like moving away, they may have traveled, you know what I'm saying, away from someone. But I feel like, when it comes to this, the world with the death out here, it's like somebody actually, wanted to keep a cycle open, but they can't because it's somebody's heart chakra is activated. So it's giving me like somebody wanting a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio to come back around, but it's not working. Like somebody done closed out a cycle, like they done walked away from that old version of themselves, like, or whatever cycles or connections they had open that, may have been, they've been entertaining that may, have people that they were dealing with, or they were connected to, unnecessary commitments that may have needed to end and they needed to be closed out. But, at the same time, this is somebody, basically trying to get somebody to come back around because they don't want to see them move forward, what I'm saying, without them. You got the Hierophant at the bottom of the deck with the High Priestess in reverse. And I'm also getting, my collective, your heart chakra is activated. So it's at this point, your interest in anything from your past or people, that may have known you to be a certain way at that time, like you're not that way anymore. That's not who you are anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like that old version of you or that moment in time, that they remember, you being back by now, or they had more access or more control over you coming back around to them or expecting you to, ain't happening. It ain't happening. If you live at a distance from this person and they want you to be, willing and open, to them coming back around, or them being able to just pop back up, or no, just get at you whenever, like that ain't that cycle done ended. It done ended. You know what I'm saying? So it's as far as someone, trying to speak, something into existence, or even thinking that, that what they saying or doing is gonna cause somebody to come back around, it ain't. Like that cycle done closed. What's the word with the death? Like that cycle done closed, like it's not working on you. Or it's not working on this Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio want something to stay open that is closed, like it's ended. So what's the word with the death? Like somebody went through a transformation, so it's not up for discussion. You also got the Eight of Pentacles out here, so at this point, like somebody has ascended, they, mastering themselves, they working, on whatever it is that they investing in when it comes to themselves, like focusing, on whatever that is that is making them, a better person, is helping them to ascend, is allowing them, to, be focused on things that matter instead of things that don't carry any, what I'm saying, value. All right. What's the word with the death? Five of Pentacles. With the Sun at the bottom of the deck. Somebody being left out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a wrap. Like, somebody done close out that cycle. So, whatever insecurity somebody have, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, whatever somebody insecurities are, because I feel like somebody don't want to be left out in the cold. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, when it comes to isolation or them just having some insecurity right now, because it's like I said, like somebody sees you happy, or they see you as happiness, they see happiness with you, but it's like, that strong foundation that they, see you having, or they know they can have with you, they know you got your guard up, so because this Queen of Swords in reverse keep, being at the bottom of the deck too. So it's like somebody that didn't have boundaries thought, they had more access and more pull with this person because they, didn't have to. They want this person to change. Okay? So you got a past person that's dealing with somebody that's a Queen of Swords in reverse. That's the opposite of this Empress. That may have felt like they had like the upper hand at the time because they, may have lived closer to this person than you did. They may have had more access to this person than you did. They may have, wanted to, make up for this person not being, available to you or you being available to this person. Because I feel like somebody, was at a distance, but I feel like even if that's not the case, and there was some distance between you and another person, and there was a separation there, like somebody wanted another person to come back around to them, like they normally do. So they could have had a history of going back, to people in their past, that would allow them back in. But at this point, it's like somebody seeing, their mistakes and correcting them, even at a time where they feel like, people around them that they, gave a lot of time or energy or attention to, may not agree with what they're doing, and it's gonna be on them to have to deal with that. But I feel like at the same time, some of them are, or somebody is not dealing well with the fact that they on the bottom of the wheel. They going through this now. Like, yeah, like if they had a cycle, open with this person, they don't want to see it close, and this person done closed it. It's not working on you anymore. It's not working on your person, anymore. So if your person doing it, somebody doing it to them, that's, a thing of the past now to them, they don't want that. Like somebody don't want to be looked at like, damn, that person done left you now. Because I feel like what goes around comes around with the world. You know what I'm saying? So what you get it, what you put into it is what you get back. Know that. If you put some bullshit into something or someone, you're gonna get it back. You may not get it back right away from that person, but you damn sure gonna get it back. But I feel like somebody dealing with some insecurities, like, because they know they left you out in the cold. They may have left you at a time where you may not have been doing so well, Five of Pentacles. And I feel like somebody may have, used that as a reason, to go after, your person, or your person went after somebody, that they felt like, at the time, or somebody got their attention or something, persuaded them or gave them, that green light to go in that direction because that person may have had a little more than you, at the time. So it's like maybe they felt like they success, lied with somebody that had a little more than you, that was coming towards them. They showed up like they had it, so they may have went in that direction and, focused on that being, how they built their success, how they came, to be happy with whatever they were, their goals were. So, but you got the Sun at the bottom of the deck with the Ten of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands. So, like now they see you, being defensive, like you standing your ground, you standing up for yourself. You know what I'm saying? And you know how to protect yourself. So even in the spirit realm, somebody sees you being very defensive. Like they could, just want to be part of, you know what I'm saying? Like whatever it is that they know you got coming, like your inheritance, Ten of Pentacles. But you happy, you know what I'm saying? Or somebody sees happiness with you, it's Ten of Pentacles, but you got your guard up. You know what I'm saying? And there's a Queen of Swords in reverse that didn't in the past. And they could have blocked this person, Eight of Swords. This person could be blocked now, feeling like they stuck, trapped, because this person don't want to accept no offer from them. Or they ain't accepting any offers from anybody right now. They're not, this person reevaluating, following their heart. So I'm getting this a past person that did this come to me spell. For some of you it is. For others of you it's a past person's person. Like somebody that they, ending out a cycle with. That they may have, went back and forth to, or they got involved with, based on the fact that this person may have had, like I said, a little more than you. And they, were able to convince this person that they would have better, pick or whatever. And again, somebody could live at a distance. I feel like somebody else had more access to another person than you did. So, if a past person did a come to me spell on you, that ain't gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Like the communication, is clear. Like, and whatever somebody can't say, Five of Pentacles, like whatever somebody can't say is, that insecurity shit that I'm talking about. It's like somebody can't bring themselves to say they fucked up, to say, hey, I really, want you back around. I really, shouldn't have did you like this. You know what I'm saying? Somebody chakra was not activated at the time, but it's like, somebody don't want to use that if they know they can just, use the communication of saying something, repeatedly chanting something, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's over a candle, whether it's just period. You know what I'm saying? But at a time when you done left somebody out in the cold and you dealing with some insecurities of, going towards them to admit your wrong, your guilt, it's better to just say something, enough to where they actually come back around and you don't really have to say that. You can just say they just came back on their own. You know what I'm saying? I didn't ask them to give me another opportunity, or I ain't tell them, it's that. But it's not working. It's not working on you. Now it's not working on your past person, whoever they dealing with. What's the death with the Five of Pentacles? Somebody miscommunication, like somebody not going to see something, you know what I'm saying? Like they can't see what's going on, or they not able to really communicate with another person and when it comes to even manifesting, like they can't even say anything really, to try to block anything because they communication to the divine, the universe is blocked. Ace of Swords in reverse, like somebody communication blocked. It's a wrap. They confused. Like somebody don't know what's going on with who. If that person have made it back around to you. If no. Like this is, this is a missed opportunity for somebody here. Got the Lovers at the bottom of the deck with the Two of Swords, Five of Cups. And this also, is talking about him also getting somebody this come to be spelled and working because this person, was not listening, to their intuition. Like they were confused. Like somebody was either saying things to kind of confuse a person as to like how they respond, to seeing who somebody really is. Like wanting you to overlook that or not see something for what it is. And somebody was unproductive in doing that. This come to me spell isn't working on you. But like I said, this is somebody that's blocked from the universe. They can't even see what's going on because they right now somebody was either manipulating somebody's crown chakra at the time and was trying to confuse them. That's what this, come to me spell was supposed to do. But it was blocked. It's a missed opportunity. Like I feel like somebody tried to do this to a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius that they want some forgiveness from. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just looking at the root of the damn problem. And the fact is you're insecure. Somebody got some insecurities about, when it comes to the things that they know they failed at. You know what I'm saying? That they were not very successful at doing. And they'd have made a lot of wrongs that they need to right. And this is one of them moments where somebody got it wrong. Even if this is a past person's person, it's like them trying to, find a way to get this person to stay confused about what direction to go in. Because you got the Lovers at the bottom of the deck with the Two of Swords and the Five of Cups. So it's like it's some stalemate bullshit going on where somebody trying to make a difficult, a decision difficult. You know what I'm saying? By way of like being that third party, like being that person, that they need to see something for what it is. And even if that person knows the truth, it's like somebody trying to keep somebody confused. Like, but somebody bringing, ending something though. They ended it anyway. Because they feel like, they overly indulge. Like they feel like this underachievement, this failure, you know what I'm saying, in what they thought, was actually going to bring them some type of happiness. Like them goals that they had was unrealistic goals, you know what I'm saying, that they had in mind on how to get there. The things they were doing to get there. And this could have been a low vibrational Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, that was trying to do this, or this is, somebody that Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. It could be a Scorpio with this death out here. But it's the fact that somebody don't want to be left out in the cold. Five of Pentacles, like what goes around comes around. Clarify the Five of Pentacles with the Ace of Swords in reverse. What's the Five of Pentacles with the Ace of Swords in reverse? Five of Pentacles with the Ace of Swords in reverse. Shit, Nine of Swords. With the Page of Swords at the bottom of the deck now in reverse. Somebody mad as fuck now that they, in their head now that they block, no communication, no contact and shit like that. And I feel like this is a past person. For some of you, for sure, this is a past person that possibly done did this to a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Like somebody done been blocked, no communication, no contact, and they in their head about this shit now for real. Like somebody, is constantly being shown, their mistakes, at every turn. I feel like every time this person daydream or even, doze off, it's some things that come to mind that, or the fact that they can't talk to you about something, or they can't. Somebody got some lessons to learn. Or like I said, it could be a past person's person. Because with this Page of Swords in reverse is giving me immature as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that like to play mind games. Okay, scatterbrain and shit. So this is Nine of Swords, scatterbrain, Page of Swords in reverse. They just done checked out. You know what I'm saying? And this done backfired on what they wanted to happen. It's like now somebody is in their damn head. It ain't working on you, so. Well, it ain't working on your person either, because you got, like I said, you got the Page of Swords in reverse, Three of Wands in reverse, Nine of Cups in reverse. So it's like, somebody gonna have to realize, they need to, it's some shit that they need to see, when it comes to them, having all this self-doubt, you know what I'm saying? Like underestimating themselves. Because when it comes to people actually getting their lessons, you know what I'm saying, you got to go through the experience gracefully. Like when something going down in your life, or, things taking a turn, shit, it's how you go through something. And sometimes helping other people in other situations and taking your mind off what you got going on and helping other people kind of helps, get you through whatever it is. Because, I don't know, it worked for me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about nobody else. But helping other people, genuinely, from a heart, my heart space is what makes me happy. Regardless of what I got going on. Regardless. Because I know, the same God that took it, you know what I'm saying, will give it back to me. So I'm happy with what I have, and where I'm at. I'm happy with that. More than happy with that. So it ain't gonna matter one way or the other if I get anything less or if I, get anything more. I still value where I'm at, where I've been, where I come from, what it took to get here. You know what I'm saying? And that's the part that you have to be able to humble yourself in situations. You know what I'm saying? Go through things gracefully. But I feel like, the minute you start speaking ill on other folks, you know what I'm saying, and speaking on their situation, mark that calendar, because your day coming. Your time, your moment gonna come, and you could be, all planned and stockpiled all your go tos, for that moment, and that shit ain't, may not even be enough, and it may not even be anything regarding any of that stuff that you're thinking about that you're gonna need. That turbulence may end up being in some other part of your life that you ain't been working on. So you have to be mindful of, how the Most High God makes sure you get that lesson you need to learn. Three of ones in reverse. Like if there's some lessons you need to get out of something, when it comes to the experiences, if not this experience, it'll be another one. But it's how you go through it. If you go through it and you using spell work and some other shit, speaking on other people's situation shit, know that their situation is yours now. It's gonna soon be yours. Don't hold your breath, because it's gonna soon be yours. In this day and time, a lot of people ain't got a whole lot of resources to get out of the bullshit that they speaking on somebody else being in. People got a lot of rebuttal about somebody, getting a revenge on something, or feeling, letting their emotions get the best of them. But at the end of the day, you got to stand your ground. You got to release that fear of, people thinking, oh man, ain't you afraid of going to jail for what I need to go to jail for? I probably ain't gonna be scared. You know what I'm saying? I did what I was supposed to do, and if that's where God, gonna be with me there too, then shit, let's do it. God, he is everywhere all the time. There ain't nothing you gonna go through that God wasn't there. He saw it all. He will get the last say. So when it all look like it's something that is out of our control, pray. Be some prayer warriors. Pray for each other. Stop praying on each other, because trust and believe. You don't know who you praying on that's protected in the spirit realm. You don't know who bloodline you praying ill will on, and fuck around and somebody close to you or somebody you need don't make it. You know what I'm saying? They don't see what they need to see. They, having to take a L for something that you done open your mouth and did or said or cause for somebody else. Don't need that. Because wherever your help come from, it'll be slow to give, if you keep, putting other people in situations that don't deserve that. Don't fuck with somebody's free will. You won't have to worry about yours being, snatched from you. And you left with no options. The options you think you have, you don't have. So at this point, somebody, like I said before I even pulled in the tarot, like somebody, got some insecurities. When it comes to somebody doing a come to me spell on you, this is about somebody not having no control over being able to say something and use their voice, their throat chakra, you know what I'm saying, their words. They speaking from a heart space to genuinely, say something that can get them the return on the investment that they actually speaking on. And if they feel like they can't say, to tell you the truth, Two of Swords, they'll go do some shit and speak some shit, and that shit'll end up being blocked. It'll be a missed opportunity because you did something, you know what I'm saying, in a low vibrational way. You already, you know what I'm saying, done told your draws with a person, so don't go make the shit worse. Don't go make it worse. Okay? What's the overall outcome in this situation moving forward for my collective? What's the overall outcome moving forward in this situation? What's the overall outcome moving forward in this situation? We need to expect. I feel like, you got the Queen of Cups that came out. Somebody could be an empath. You could be this empath. Very supportive. Could be a counselor. Could be a therapist. Very good, very good listener. You got the Strength at the bottom of the deck, but the Five of Wands in reverse at the bottom of the deck. So, yeah, like somebody had some unrealistic goals, how they wanted to achieve some type of success, or they put you in some type of silent competition, or you was in one with your person, or they put you in some type of silent competition with somebody that wanted to outshine you based on material shit, material surface level shit. You know what I'm saying? Somebody just superficial. You know what I'm saying? But at this point, moving forward is, this Queen of Cups and somebody, actually wanting to advance, like, being confident, you know what I'm saying? The strength is out here. Like somebody building their confidence, their bravery. You know what I'm saying? To ask you, for your forgiveness, possibly a reconciliation. Wanting to come in peace to, to compromise. That was behind, the strength. That was at the bottom of the deck. All right. And Queen of Cups, somebody, could see you as an empath. You know, water sign could be dealing with another water sign. So it's like Aquarius could be dealing with, a Pisces. Um, or a Gemini, or Scorpio dealing with a Cancer. You know what I'm saying? But it's like somebody got double water, placements. It's like somebody, could be an Aquarius and have Pisces placements. Or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? But it's, and then also, somebody could really, this could be a tearful moment for somebody, but they, gaining their confidence, to move forward. What is this person's actions moving forward? But this could be dealing with, like, somebody having some nostalgia. Six of Cups. You got the Page of Wands now at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, somebody imagining, the things that they know they can have and want, they desire with you. Like they looking at something, from a different perspective. You know what I'm saying? Something, is an eye opener for this person. You know what I'm saying? It's like that aha moment. You know what I'm saying? But it's, them being energetic, cheerful, about, the ideas or whatever it is that they using, to motivate them, to move forward. And they using these memories, as a way to motivate them to move forward, possibly to their twin flame, their soulmate, the lovers, yeah. So somebody's, building their confidence, like I said, with the strength, but the memories they have that they hold with you, they using that as a way to motivate them, you know what I'm saying, to, and this is, got them imagining, things, with you. They using their memories as inspiration. All right. But that's all I got for you guys in this message. I'm going to end it here. Make sure you do something nice for someone today. And make sure you hit that like and subscribe button on your way out. All right. Later. Bye.